We'll start with this one. Hygiene mistakes that are actually making you dirtier by Chill Dude Explains. I personally am a very hygiene focused person. I don't like when stuff is unclean, so I wonder if I will get advice on things that I do that are actually kind of not good. Not good. Anyways, we'll jump in. We'll jump in and see what bro is gonna tell us. I think. Let's go. I already see the first one, which is keyboard crud invasion, but we'll see.
Let's get right into it. Number 11. Keyboard crud invasion. Think your toilet seat is the dirtiest thing in your house? Think again.
It's probably my keyboard. To be fair, I only use my laptop, not an actual keyboard, right? But my laptop is generally fairly clean, I think.
Your keyboard is 400 times more bacteria covered than your porcelain throne. Every time you type, you're high-fiving millions of invisible microbes. Those little gaps between your keys are tiny condos for bacteria. Every sandwich crumb, every coffee
I don't eat. I guess, who spills coffee on their keyboard, though? I get food, right? I get, like, breadcrumbs. I get, like, just, like, in general, just, like, crumbs everywhere, right? I get that, right? From, like, a snack or something. But who's... Actually, I know exactly who would spill coffee on their keyboard. It's my dad.
splash. Every sneeze adds up to create a thriving microscopic ecosystem right under your fingertips. It's like having a petri dish that you touch for 8 hours a day. Your mouse isn't any better. It's collecting oils from your skin like a sponge collects water. In shared offices, it gets even wilder.
True. I mean, in shared offices, it might get worse, especially when people are using the same keyboard, right? Then you're like have like a atomic bomb of bacteria.
Your keyboard becomes a community bulletin board for everyone's germs. You're basically sharing invisible handshakes with everyone who's ever typed on that keyboard. Some keyboards are so dirty, they've actually started growing mold in humid conditions.
I've never heard of that before. I've never heard of a moldy keyboard. Is that one of Logan Paul's previous keyboards replaced because of coffee? Now I know 2 people.
Technology companies are developing glass keyboards that you can actually sanitize without destroying them. Until then, maybe keep the snacks away from your desk, or at least give your keyboard a regular wipe down, because right now, you might be typing on a surface that's filthier than your toilet bowl. Number 10. Kitchen phone crossfire. Your smartphone is carrying around.
Yeah, that's a common thing. We know of that. That's a rather common thing. Yes, your phone is dirty as fuck. Which makes sense, because like your hands touch everything, then you touch your phone, then whatever you touch with your hands gets on your phone. I'm arguing your hands might occasionally be more dirty, probably, than anything else. But yes, the phone is in fact nasty. You know how you can tell a phone is really nasty? Some people have those, those protection cases, right? But they're see-through, and they're starting to turn yellow. And, like, you can see all the stuff through there. Yep. There's a reason why people don't use see-through, protection cases.
About 25,000 bacteria per square inch. That's 20 times more than what's living on a public toilet seat. These aren't just any old germs. We're talking about nasty characters like staph and E. coli. When you put your phone on the kitchen counter, it's like hosting a bacteria party. All those germs are jumping ship onto your food prep surfaces. Most people don't even think about cleaning their phones. They'll wash their hands after touching raw chicken, then immediately grab their phone to check Instagram. Then they go right back to cooking.
Brother, I mean, my phone is pretty clean. I do occasionally wipe it, but I think most people don't do that. I'm probably not in that category.
Studies show that phones can even carry antibiotic-resistant bacteria. These little troublemakers are harder.
We are creating war bacteria on our phones. Oh well.
To kill than your average kitchen germ. Here's a simple fix. Keep your phone off food prep surfaces. Give it its own special spot in the kitchen, away from where you're handling food. And wipe down your phone regularly with appropriate cleaners. Number 9. Coffee maker contamination. Your coffee maker is probably hosting more life forms than a petri dish in a science lab.
I mean, that one gets cleaned on a regular basis. I don't think that's too bad.
Studies show that about half of all home coffee makers are secretly running their own microbe party. We're talking about thousands of tiny organisms having the time of their lives in your machine. That warm, moist environment is like a luxury resort for bacteria and mold. Every time you brew a cup, you're leaving behind tiny bits of coffee grounds. It's basically an all-you-can-eat buffet for these.
That's nasty. That is nasty. Ooh.
Microscopic squatters. Scientists found up to 67 different types of bacteria living in these machines. Your coffee maker actually ranked as the 5th germiest thing.
Dishwashing sponge. Germiest things in most kitchens. Dishwashing sponge, that makes sense. Kitchen towels, that makes sense. Dish sink. Kitchen board and coffee maker. The kitchen board is worse than the coffee maker, first of all. And the kitchen towel is worse than the dish sink. Okay.
In most kitchens, those weird tastes you blame on old coffee, that might actually be your personal collection of mold giving your brew some extra flavor. The good news is, you can evict these unwanted tenants.
The main issue when I make coffee and I use a cleaner is probably the citrus taste after using the cleaner. It is terrible. That shit just does not get out. The taste just does not disappear. The germiest thing in the kitchen is a human, possibly. Very much, yeah. But hi, Shadow Eclipse, how you doing? Hope you're doing good.
Pretty easily. Just run a mix of water and vinegar through your machine once a month. If you're shopping for a new coffee maker, go for glass or stainless steel. Plastic parts are like tiny hotels for bacteria. They've got all these microscopic grooves where the germs can hide. So maybe tomorrow morning before you hit that brew button, ask yourself when was the last time you actually cleaned that thing. Number 8. Purse bottom biofilms. Your bag's bottom is probably hosting a microscopic petri dish.
Your purse bottom, your bag bottom, well, that makes sense, right? People just put it everywhere, right? Okay, fair. That makes sense. Yeah, I see that. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Jealous. Scientists found that the average purse bottom carries more bacteria than most toilet seats. That designer bag you just set on your kitchen counter might be dirtier than your bathroom. Every time you put your bag down on a public floor, it's like
to be fair, I kind of disagree when I look at our college bathrooms. I'm not gonna lie.
Playing a game of bacterial bingo. Your bag picks up microscopic hitchhikers that form what scientists call a biofilm. Think of a biofilm like a tiny bacterial city, complete with its own protective shield. These little cities are tough. A quick wipe with a tissue isn't going to evict these tenants. When you put your bag on different surfaces, these bacteria pack their bags and move to new homes. Your desk at work, your kitchen counter, even your car seat is getting a fresh dose of floor bacteria every time you set your purse down. One study found that more than
yeah, I know exactly where I'm not going to put those anymore. I think I have to make a report to mainly the women in my life.
30% of purses had enough bacteria on their bottoms to make a microbiologist cringe. These aren't just your average, harmless germs. We're talking about bacteria that can make you seriously regret that sandwich you ate after handling your purse. The fix is simple. Keep your bag off the floor or clean its bottom regularly with disinfectant wipes. Number 7. Cutting board bacteria. Every time you use your knife, you're creating tiny grooves in the board. These grooves transform into luxury suites for microbes. They check in, make themselves comfortable, and invite all their nasty friends over. Even when you wash your board, these microscopic party crashers are living it up in their little hideouts. They're multiplying faster than rabbits at a speed dating event. When you cut your veggies on that same board later, you're basically serving them a bacteria buffet. Plastic boards might seem like the cleaner choice, but they're actually worse than wood over time. They get
So instead of wood and plastic, would there be metal boards too? Would that be not be the smarter version?
More scratches, and those scratches are deeper than your ex's emotional baggage. Wooden boards, especially hardwood ones, actually have a neat trick. They can pull bacteria inside and trap them there until they die. But if you can see knife marks,
basically wooden boards drag these little guys into the shadow realm. Get it?
it's time to say goodbye to that board. Those visible grooves are like underground tunnels for bacteria to travel between your foods. You don't want E. coli taking a field trip from your raw chicken to your salad. Number 6. Remote control bacteria. Scientists found that the average...
That makes sense. I'm not surprised that a remote control is worse than the average toilet. That doesn't surprise me. Who cleans their... Okay, that's definitely something I do not clean. Who cleans their remote control? Nobody does that. Probably also controllers. Controllers would probably be in here too.
Remote control has about 15 times more bacteria than what you'd find on your toilet. Most of us touch our remotes thousands of times per year. Every single touch leaves behind a cocktail of germs and bacteria. Those tiny buttons are like 5-star hotels for bacteria. All those gaps between buttons are perfect hiding spots for germs. These aren't just any old germs. We're talking about seriously nasty bacteria that normally hang out in places you'd rather not think about. Hotels and hospitals have found their remotes can have 3 times more bacteria than other surfaces in the room. To clean your remote, take out the batteries first. Wipe it down with...
Ugh, motherfucker. Ugh. Well, yeah, that needs cleaning. Well, that needs cleaning.
A microfiber cloth. Use electronic-safe disinfectant wipes. Get into those crevices with a cotton swab. Let it dry completely before putting batteries back. Next time you're binge-watching, take a quick break to clean that remote. Your immune system will thank you.
Yeah, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna clean that remote. Nasty.
Number 5. Water bottle biofilms. Every time you take a drink, you're leaving behind tiny bits of saliva. These droplets offer a continuous feast for microbes. The bacteria build themselves a cozy little fortress called a biofilm. Think of it like a microscopic apartment complex, but instead of rent, these tiny tenants pay with slime. Studies found that over 20% of water bottles tested had the same kind of bacteria you'd find in bathroom-related activities. These bacterial colonies are super stubborn. A quick rinse isn't going to evict these microscopic squatters. They've built themselves a protective shield that's basically like their own little panic room. Your bottle's drinking spout is their favorite hangout spot, dark, moist, and usually forgotten during cleaning. It's like a 5-star hotel for germs, complete with room service from your mouth. These colonies can grow so thick you can actually see them. One food safety expert found his...
You can see them? I've never had that before. What do you mean you can see them? Ugh!
Perfectly clean-looking bottle turned into something that looked like it belonged in a horror movie after just a few days. To avoid drinking from a bacterial resort, clean your bottle with hot, soapy water daily, especially around the spout. Use a bottle brush to really get in there and evict those...
Well, I clean reusable bottles all the time, so that doesn't matter. Okay, that doesn't affect me. So the only one that really affects me right now is the remote control. That one's nasty.
Unwanted residents. Let your bottle dry completely. Bacteria love moisture like teenagers love social media. Number 4. Makeup brush menace. Scientists put some clean-looking makeup brushes under a blacklight.
Oh no. Oh no. I have to report to the women in my life. Your makeup brush is nasty.
What they found would make you want to throw your entire makeup collection in the trash. These brushes were literally glowing with bacteria colonies. Thousands of microscopic creatures treating your brush like their personal party pad. Every time you use that unwashed brush, you're basically playing Russian roulette with your face, taking yesterday's dirt, dead skin cells, and oil, then painting them right back onto your fresh morning face. One woman learned this the hard way when her favorite brush gave her a nasty fungal infection. Her brush had been secretly...
Ooh, fungal infection? Bro, as the shrooms on the face. The fungus. The fungus.
Harboring more organisms than a petri dish in a science lab. These bacteria don't just hang out on the surface. They burrow deep into the brush bristles, multiplying and creating their own little civilization. Eye brushes are even worse. Those little bristles can collect enough bacteria to turn your sparkly eyeshadow look into a pink eye nightmare. The solution is simple. Wash those brushes at least once a week. It takes 10 minutes, and is the difference between having clear skin and looking like you've been using sandpaper on your face. Number 3. Loofah's lurking lair. Your loofah is pretty much a miniature housing project for germs.
What is a loofah? What is the word? I'm too not grass touchable to understand what this is. The fuck is that? A loofah? Now I gotta Google. What the fuck is that? Oh. Oh, wait, that's a sponge. Okay, I've never heard of that before. That's new information. Never had that one before.
Germs. Every time you scrub your body, you're serving up a buffet of dead skin cells. Those skin cells mix with water and soap, settling deep into the loofah's maze-like structure. Your bathroom is like a tropical paradise for these microscopic party crashers. The warm, humid environment is exactly what bacteria love. Scientists have found that your average loofah can harbor more bacteria than things you'd consider dirty. It's like running a 5-star hotel for germs, complete with room service of dead skin cells. Those fancy natural fibers that make up your loofah, they're basically tiny condos for microbes. Each little pocket becomes a cozy home where bacteria can multiply faster than rabbits. You're trying to get...
Well, this one doesn't affect me. I have no issue with that. Like washing your legs. Okay. This doesn't affect me. I don't have that issue.
Clean, but you might just be rubbing yesterday's dead skin cells back onto your body. It's like using a dirty dish rag to clean your plates. To keep things clean, rinse your loofah thoroughly after each use. Squeeze out all the water and let it dry in a well-ventilated spot, and consider replacing it every few weeks, or switch to silicone scrubbers. They're like luxury condos with better cleaning services. Number 2. Pillowcase Grime Fest. Your pillowcase...
Yeah, the pillows and pillowcases are probably the most nasty thing ever. There's nothing you can get worse than this. The water does it for you. Okay. This is, yep, pretty much. This is probably gonna be very nasty. Pillowcases are probably very disgusting, I would assume. Speaking of which, I should probably wash everything.
This is secretly working against you while you sleep. Every night, your face is pressing against about tens of thousands dead skin cells that you've shed. Those skin cells mix with your natural oils, leftover makeup, and hair products. It's basically creating an all-you-can-eat buffet for dust mites. These tiny creatures are having the time of their lives while you're dreaming about your next vacation. You spend 8 hours rubbing your face into this microscopic mess. All that grime gets transferred right back onto your face. It's like taking yesterday's dirt and carefully pressing it back into your pores. Your expensive skincare routine is fighting a losing battle against your dirty pillowcase. Most people only wash their pillowcases once a month. That's like wearing the same shirt for 30 days straight and wondering why your skin is breaking out. Scientists say you should be washing those bad boys at least twice a week.
Twice a week? Oh boy. I got news for you. Well, maybe I should do that from now on.
Pillowcase essentially becomes a culture plate for germs at this point. Number 1. Hand cream contamination. Every time you dip your fingers into that jar...
Are you telling me that the hand cream is worse than most of the things we've seen here? The hand cream's that bad, huh? Fuck.
You're turning your moisturizer into a tiny bacterial playground. The cream jar is like an all-inclusive resort for bacteria. The warm, moist environment is an ideal spot for these unseen microbial gatecrashers. Even if you wash your hands first, you're still introducing new bacteria every single time you stick your fingers in there. These aren't just any bacteria. They're the kind that love to multiply in dark, wet places. The worst part is, you can't even see it happening. That cream you've been using for months might look perfectly fine on the surface, but underneath, there's a whole microscopic civilization thriving. These unwanted guests can actually change...
This is gross. This is gross. I mean, on the phone there are bacteria that are resistant to antibiotics at this point. What do you do with this? Gross for sure.
How your cream works. They mess with the carefully balanced ingredients, making your expensive product less effective. Some beauty enthusiasts have done experiments comparing jar creams to pump bottles. The results are shocking. The solution is simple. Either switch to pump bottles or use a clean spatula. Would you eat soup with unwashed hands? Then why dip them in your cream? Next time you reach for that jar of moisturizer, remember you might be getting more than just soft hands. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.
Well, that also didn't affect me. I don't use a lot of cream in general, so I don't really care. But some of these were really nasty. So the pillar thing, I probably need to check that more often. And the remote controls. The remote controls. Those are something we need to look at. Because those are gross as hell. Those are actually horrid, man. Those are terrible. So I really need to be careful with that. For sure. For sure, for sure. Definitely. Because that's horrid, man. That is horrid. Anyways. Like, comment, and subscribe.